Hello, lovely YouTube users of the world. If you're anything like me, you might spend hours and hours just wasting time on the internet. While this may not be a horrible thing when you have free time, during the school year when you have homework and stuff that you absolutely have to do, it could lead to sleep deprivation. And I know that, at least for me, sleep deprivation affects my daily life and academic performance. Normally, I do my daily routine of checking the news, my email, and Facebook. But then I start to move on to random websites with creepy comics and silly cat photos. 3 hours later, when I look back at what I've been doing, I secretly yell at myself in my head a little. Because even after all that clicking around on the internet, I look at my little agenda book and realize that I had around 8 pounds of homework that I'd completely forgotten about. It's not like I can just ignore the fact that I have schoolwork either. This leads to me staying up even later. By the time I go to class, I'm so tired and always nodding off. I'd like to blame the lectures for being so boring, but that's really not the case. Let's look at my weekly sleep schedule. After a long school week on Saturday, I like to sleep in as much as possible. Let's say I go to sleep at 2 a.m. When the sun rolls around, I don't wake up again until at least 12 p.m. This messes up my sleep pattern for Sunday, and Sunday messes up Monday as well as the rest of the week. When I have a good weekday sleep schedule between Thursday and Friday, I make the poor choice of staying up too late again. And here's a normal day in my life. La 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 la. I could either go to sleep now or spend another couple hours on the internet. Yes, that's what I'll do. As usual, that was a terrible decision. The next morning, why is it so early? There's nothing good about life. It's so early that not even the birds are awake yet. Nothing is even alive right now. What time is it anyways? Oh, it's already noon. And later that day, why didn't I sleep earlier yesterday? Everything's horrible. I need to sleep now, but I have a paper and 2 exams tomorrow. What do I do? Sleep deprivation doesn't affect just me. A lot of students are sleep deprived, and the internet isn't the only thing to blame. If you find yourself walking around all day like a zombie, or wake up after a lecture to find a puddle of drool under your face, you probably have a problem. If you think lack of sleep doesn't actually harm you, well, you're wrong. The reason you don't sleep is probably to maximize the amount of time you can spend on work and recreation. However, lack of sleep can also lower the quality of these parts of life. It can increase stress and darken your mood. Artificial light is one thing allowing humans to move away from natural sleep patterns. We don't have to sleep when the sun goes down because we can turn on the lights and still see when it's dark outside. The average hours of sleep humans get these days has gone down over the past century. With something that we rely on as much as artificial light, it's difficult to do anything about it. How do we know sleep is important? Well, let's see. Why don't we look at animals in general? Are there any animals that don't sleep? No. Even dolphins that are just swimming around all the time let half of their brains fall into unconsciousness once in a while. So is sleep important? Yes. Do we know why? Well, not exactly. Something we do know is that sleep is important for recalling memories. The brainwaves of people while they are awake and studying have the same patterns as during certain parts of the sleep cycle. Pretty cool, huh? If that doesn't convince you, let's see what happens when you don't get enough sleep. Lack of sleep causes other problems such as obesity. There is a connection here because sleep affects the levels of certain hormones in your body, specifically leptin and ghrelin. Leptin is responsible for controlling hunger, while ghrelin causes hunger. With more sleep, leptin levels in your body increase and ghrelin levels decrease. When you don't sleep, the opposite will happen. The decreased leptin and increased ghrelin levels cause people to get hungry. This is why, when people stay up late, they tend to eat late-night snacks. The increase in calorie consumption adds to weight gain. In addition to these health issues, sleep deprivation is responsible for some road accidents and can be as dangerous as being under the influence of alcohol. Drivers finding off sleep before an accident are likely to forget the moments leading up to the accident. Sleep-related accidents are very common after late-night shifts. If you ever feel sleepy while driving, the best thing to do is pull your car over for a short break and take a nap. Please don't die. So how should we go about fixing our lives? It all boils down to time management skills. While it certainly is difficult to change what you have to get done in a day, you should always try to put some time aside for sleep. People should try to sleep based on their circadian rhythms. If you can fall asleep naturally and wake up naturally all the time, sleep quality as well as attentiveness during the day is improved. It is because school and work make us unable to sleep in natural cycles that people are sleep deprived. Some countries give students a break in the middle of the day between classes. This lets them return home and get some sleep. This nap certainly helps some students concentrate in class. You can try taking a power nap and see if it makes a difference in your life. If you decide to take a nap though, try to make it either shorter than 30 minutes so that you don't fall into deep sleep, or around an hour and a half so you can get a full sleep cycle. Another suggestion to help you get enough sleep is to wake up at the same time on the weekends as you do on the weekdays. If you sleep extra hours on the weekend to make up for lost sleep during the weekdays, it can set your sleep schedule back for once the weekdays start up again. If you have trouble falling asleep earlier, try to only use your bed for sleeping. It makes you fall asleep faster when you go to bed. If you associate your bed with activities such as surfing the internet or doing your homework, your body may not get the message that you are ready for sleep. When it comes to homework or studying that needs to get done, don't force yourself to stay awake doing it. If you stay awake past the point of productivity and you've already done some studying for an exam, you might as well sleep because your brain will just go over the things you've learned again. When it comes to getting enough sleep, don't be like me. Make sure you enjoy some sleep today so that you can enjoy your life tomorrow. It's all about self-control and time management. Maybe you should get off YouTube now and go to sleep.